Hey, it's Brand Kickstart PPC, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 categories of things you should be looking at if you want to make your listing the best on Amazon. So let's jump straight into the video and I'll show you everything that you need to know. So what actually makes a good listing? If we're going down to it, there's 5 key things that we need to look at. So we need to look at gallery images, title, bullet points, and description. Make sure the SEO is up to scratch, back-end keywords, the SEO on that, A+ content, and specifically premium A+ content, as well as the listing video. So we're going to be covering all of these topics in the video, and we'll have chapters on this video. So if you want to learn about 1, 2, 3 of these, you don't want to learn about everything, feel free and skip below and you'll be able to reference the topic that you want to learn about in this video. So let's move on to gallery images. So first things first, gallery images are the most important. They're the thing that people are going to see on search. They're going to see your main listing image. Obviously, Amazon's got specific terms of service compliance that applies to that main image, but the rest of the images are a bit more, you have some freedom on what to do. So obviously you need to have it on a white background. It needs to fit the specification that Amazon says. So what we recommend is make sure that you show the product, you show the things it comes with. If you've got some packaging, maybe put the packaging in the background of the product. So that is compliant with terms of service, but it gives a bit of color because most people are going to have their product on a white background, and something with color makes it stand out. So it's a way to get your product out there, maybe get some more clicks that way. For additional images, you want to focus on lifestyle images. So products being in use is good. So say you have exercise equipment, you want to be referencing people using that exercise equipment in the gallery images, people using that equipment, maybe highlighting certain things about the product that makes it better from everyone else. You want to take it very much us versus them. So highlight the features, the strengths of the product, make sure they're on each slide of the images. And each image can be dedicated to a different feature. And you can split test which images you show in what order and see what converts better. But obviously the main image, you're quite static on that. We do find that obviously changing up the main image, maybe changing how things are, that can help. So definitely worth split testing on the main image. But for the rest of the images, you can test out a lot more things. So first thing we saw as well is touch on warranty. If you have a warranty, it's greater than the 30 days that Amazon tells every customer, 3 months around Christmas time. Well, make sure you say it because that looks good on a listing, gives clients a bit more confidence when purchasing your product. And we touched on explaining the benefits. But one thing that's overlooked when it comes to gallery images is SEOing the listing. So let's show you exactly what I'm talking about. This is how you can rank on Google, and your images can show for the product on Google. So it's a nice way to get your product in front of more eyes and get that going that way. So to SEO optimize your photos for Google search, all you need to do is go rename on one of the images, and you want to input what the product is. So don't just leave it blank, because sometimes you'll have numbers, then you have JPEG, etc. You want to put in what the product is. So like say mic stand, maybe you put in the brand name. You typically want to put your brand name in there because then that makes it show up under your brand when people search you on Google. So mic stand, brand name, and then you can put different keywords in, so etc. So you just load up your images, different keywords for each one. You can do the proper keyword research, find what works best for your product. If you're already selling and you have some search query performance data, you can find where you're the highest ranked and maybe go from there. You can target some of these keywords. There's a lot of opportunity here, so definitely worth a try. See what you can do, and you'll find within a couple of months, if you're not in too competitive a niche, you will start to see the results, and Google will crawl that listing and show it up on Google. So it's a great benefit of having all of your SEO intact. Now for the next part, let's go into title and bullet points. So like first things first, really, you got to maximize your character limits. So, you know, don't waste any single character limit there. Make sure you have your keywords in there. If you don't already have your keywords in there, make sure you go through everything. You can use ChatGPT to do this, so you can give it a bunch of keywords, say put this in my listing, and it'll do that. So you can have your listing created quite seamlessly. We do have a video on this, so definitely have a look, check it out. It'll show you how to utilize ChatGPT to create listings. You also want to go and put that into not only the title, bullet points, description. You want to make sure that everything is covered with your search terms, and you want to be going through the search term reports quite regularly to see that everything is in there, because you're going to find new keywords are popping up. Everything can change. You don't want to just leave your listing there statically for long periods of time. You want to add in stuff as they come up. If you've got a good conversion rate on a keyword, get that in the listing. See if you can change things by adding, say, if there's a holiday coming up, add that to the title. See how things go. You've got to be constantly testing in this game. And obviously, highlight the main features of the product. Us versus them, again, same as the gallery images. Talk about how you're different, how you're better. Why should people buy your product? You're trying to convince people to buy the product. So you need to be very specific on things, and you want to be very clear on what your product is, why it's better, etc. So get into that and go ham on it. Use as much detail as you can. Use ChatGPT, and you'll have a pretty solid listing afterwards. Description, I don't think people go into that as much, but your title and bullet points, very important. So make sure those are up to scratch. To analyze the actual bullet points here, what you can see is it's very much about product features. So like 5K video, 20 megapixel photo, front display, like write it like this. So highlight your main feature there and then talk about it. Highlight the main feature, talk about it. And this is where it really does well. So you've got, all your tech specs here. Make sure that's all up to date. So you want to have everything up to date. See, product description, not very easy to see. So you're more going to want to focus on these features here. Also the titles. So 1080p live streaming, GoPro Hero 9, e-commerce packaging, etc., waterproof. Talk about the features of the product. So in the title, bullet points, and description. This does help you with indexing for keywords, so do keep that in mind. Even though people might not see it as much, it will help you with ranking. So that's something to keep in mind. And now let's move on to the next thing. Next, back-end keywords. So this is something that's easy to forget because it's not on the main page of the listing, but this is as equally important as the listing itself. So you want to be updating things regularly in the back end. You want to be going through your search and reports, get that up to date, on the listing, back end, title, description, everything. Get that all good. And once you add things in, use a keyword tracker, use Helium 10. We do have a promotion description, so check it out. It's below. See if that's any help to you if you don't already have it. But make sure you track those keywords. See if adding it in the back end makes a difference. If it doesn't, maybe try something different. We're all testing things here, so it makes a lot of sense to just keep filtering out keywords as needed. And don't only go by search volume, go by long tail keywords, because search volume doesn't determine whether it's particularly relevant to the product. Like say you have something that's higher search volume and it's got a lot of competition for that, but you find that there's a long tail keyword with medium volume, something that you get a certain amount of sales off each month. Maybe try and rank to number one for that, pick up the market share, because building market share for maybe a longer tail keyword might get you more sales than something that's higher traffic, but also higher cost, because you want to analyze the CPC for that. Now, on the A+ content side, Amazon says it can increase your conversion rate by 5.6%. So we have seen from our clients that do have A+ content, they do tend to have a better conversion rate versus those who don't. So we have seen this to a degree. Obviously, it's different based on the niche. I think this is a pretty overall figure that Amazon's giving, but gives you an idea on what to expect if you have the right listing intact. So how can you make it good? First of all, you want to use us versus them. So you want to really highlight why you're better. Why is your product better? Same about the descriptions and the title, like highlight the main points. But people like looking at graphics. So having all of that in a really easy to read way, people are going to be able to get that message quite clearly. So make it clear. Don't make too much text. Make sure there's plenty of lifestyle images in there, but highlight the main points. So lifestyle images, of course, show it in use. People like to see how it would be to use. Like if you've got a feature where you have to, like a lawnmower where you're pulling the cord, tell people about that. It's a pull cord lawnmower. You've got to start the engine. It's not battery powered. So, show people how it works. Show people that it's got an engine, etc. Also, for the brand story, this is needed to get access to A+ content premium. So make sure that when you do upload it to get access, you don't just half do it just to get the access to the videos on the listing. You want to make sure you're really talking about your brand. Talk about why you're passionate about this brand, why you started it, what interests you about it, and go to town about it. You know your brand better than anyone else. Talk about how you're better, what you're trying to achieve, and get it out there. Even talk about yourself as a founder, talk about your team. This is the place to do it. And it's a good idea to give the customer what you're like and why they should buy from you, why you're different from just the average private label seller who's just put their name on a product and is expecting to sell to loads of people. So that's something that you should be focused on as well. And we're going to jump into some premium A+ content and show you what you should be doing and maybe give you some inspiration here as well. Now, to show you some proper A+ content, I'm showing you two different models here of the GoPro. So you've got the Hero 9, this is standard A+ content. And this is probably what you've seen in most listings. So, pretty nice graphics, a bit of a description, going through the features, and that's it. That's how it used to be. But if you go into the A+ Premium, you'll have access to a lot of really cool stuff. Like it goes page to page, goes from the full width of the page. You can do a ton more in terms of your content. You can put videos on there, and the next stage I am going to show you what makes a good video, and it really goes hand in hand with the actual listing content. So you can show all different kind of features of the product. Talk about what it can do, what can the product do, why is it good, go into the specs, comparison charts, etc., chunked by the brand, showing complementary products. Premium A+ content can do that. So having this option and having such a cool product here that can take such good pictures, you just have unlimited cool kind of videos that you can upload to the platform. Now, for the video itself, you want to make sure that you're using text rather than words. Words and music aren't as relevant when it comes to listing videos and sponsored brand video campaigns. So you want to make sure you're getting the message very clear. Not many people are going to have their sound on. There's only a certain percentage that do click to have the sound on, and they're probably people that are interested in buying the product. If you're trying to bring people in that aren't interested or maybe don't click with your product to start with, you want to use text. Text is what people are going to see, and if you're scrolling down, you need to consider that people are scrolling through. Your video ad might be on their screen for a limited period of time. Make sure and get your message across as quickly and effectively as possible. And don't just use lifestyle videos. We found time and time again, we have launched lifestyle kind of videos as sponsored brand video campaigns. We've set up more focusing on text and just having some music. We found that the text ones actually worked a lot better. So don't just recycle your Instagram content and your Facebook ads content. Make specific Amazon videos that tailor to the audience that you have on Amazon. So we found that works well, and we really recommend you do the same. And get some inspiration from other videos. I am going to show you a video in a moment, and it's going to give you some inspiration on what you can do for your listing, how to present yourself. But within your niche, look at what other people are doing, see what your competitors are doing, see how you can do it better. Now, I'm going to show you an example of a really cool video and kind of show you what you can do with it. So first of all, it's showing the product, it's talking about main features, and it's showing it in use. It's using lots of text because many people aren't always going to click that link. As you can see, what they're saying on the audio isn't as important. It's what's showing up on here. And this goes for sponsored video ads as well. Sponsored brand video ads. You want to make sure that you're communicating using text because not everybody's going to click the sound icon. The default section is to not have the sound on. So you want to make sure you're communicating with big ad copy, talking about the product, and showing the features that you can use when using your product. You should also use an us versus them. So same with the bullet points, description, title, gallery images, us versus them. Why are you better? Why is the competitor not as good? Look deeply into your competitors, figure out what they're lacking on, and figure out how you can either do it better or how you are doing it better, and make sure you talk about that. Those are what people want to see, and for anybody who's looking closely into what product to buy, especially for a product that's it's in the $400 price range, people are going to be doing a bit of research. So make sure you have your ad copy right, implement that in the videos, and you'll be good to go. Now, before you head to the next video, we'd really appreciate if you subscribe to our channel and leave the video a like. We're making a ton of Amazon PPC and FBA content like this, because we believe anything that helps with the listing and your FBA practices will help you with PPC. So we're making a ton of content, trying to bring as much value as we can, and we'd love for you to get as much info out of this as possible. If you do have any video ideas or anything you're struggling with currently, definitely leave a comment below, because I'm more than happy to make a video on it. I'd love to help you guys out with any pain points you have currently. So let me know, and we'll definitely look at doing that. And in the case that you're struggling with something on Amazon PPC, or you just don't have the time to manage it and you just want to focus on other parts of the business, well, you can contact me directly. My email is below, hello@kickstartppc.com. I'll be the one answering you, and I'm more than happy to work with you and try and solve your problem, get your PPC back on track. We've got a lot of strategies we're discussing on the channel, so all these strategies will be open. We've tested them. We've used them with different accounts we work with, and we'll be able to give all these ideas to you and see what the best way forward is. So until the next video, hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you then. Bye.